Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Patrick. Monday, December 5th. Hope you guys had a great weekend. This weekend, I got the chance to spend some time with the kids. On Saturday, we went to the San Alejo Lagoon and toured, and there's a little discovery center there. And it was just fun to get out with the kids and see the questions that they have to ask about so many things. They're just so inquisitive of nature and the trees and the animals, and it's good. And just a reminder that, you know, there's a system that goes on all around us, whether we acknowledge it or not. And we were kind of looking at some brush and just looking at the animals. It's like, you know, these guys have no idea what's going on in the world with the political system, with the world climate. It's just they live and they exist in a system. And so, you know, systems have processes. And when I look at us for a business, you know, I think areas where we can really improve is in our process. And that show that I love, Marcus Lemonis on The Profit, he talks about the people, the process, and the product. And I love our people. We have really good people. I think that's our best asset, is our people. And our product is good. You know, we have a good purpose, a good why. We have a good vision about what we're doing with these distressed properties and really having an impact. And I think where we're poor at, where we kind of suck, is our process. Some departments, residential investment team, you guys have a process, but it can always be improved. Construction right now, the construction management team's really working on their process, and what I've been telling everybody is kind of like McDonald's has a great process. They can drop a box anywhere in the world, and everywhere from taking the order to giving the Big Mac, they have a conveyor belt of things that happen in that process, and the process doesn't fail. And what it entails sometimes is they have one person who does one job. They have pickle placers who just place the pickle. That's their only job. They don't screw it up. They do that great. And it's these key people and key roles. And I think as a company, if we can take time to look at how is our process broken, or how does it need to improve, it's been a theme that I've been on because it's really important. And I think that's, you know, if we're going to continue to grow and do things better and live out our purpose and our why and really have growth, the only way that you can have growth without adding a lot of people that you can't afford is by improving the processes. And so that's where we're looking at, like, improve the process and just be really passionate about finding a better way and looking at how can I improve the process. And I think an example that I look of, like, these processes that go along without us. And if we know how something works, we can get the fruit out of it. I'll look at like a seed, and you know, a seed is a little DNA pebble, and it's just a little seed. But if I take that seed and, like, I put it in my pocket and I think, oh, okay, I'm going to get oranges out of this, but oranges never grow. I'm like, well, what? This seed is broken. It doesn't work. But there's a process to get fruit out of the seed, and that's like one of the first commands that, like, God talked to Adam about was, I give you this seed, and it's got DNA, and you take the seed and you put it in the ground, you put it in the soil, and it grows into a tree, and then it produces fruit, and then that fruit has a seed, and it's got 10,000 seeds out of this one little seed, and that's a process. But a lot of times people are using a story of this guy I heard. He's like, I'm going to grow this great garden, and he spends all this time tilling his soil, getting the soil ready, and he goes out and he calls me. He's like, come here, look, you know, look at my garden. I'm going to grow this stuff. I was like, where's the plants? He's like, oh, it's, you know, these, I'm going to have oranges and green beans and strawberries, and I'm going to have all these things. I was like, okay, when's that going to happen? He's like, oh, I don't know, I've been waiting a couple years, but nothing's coming out. I was like, well, what did you put in the soil? He's like, I didn't put anything in the soil. I was like, well, if you don't take seeds and put it in the soil, then it can't have its process. And so I think a lot of times we look at, like, why is this working? Why is this not working? Or why doesn't God respond to this? Or why doesn't that happen? Why don't I get this type of result? And it's like, well, there's the DNA and the seed's there. Like, we got to take the seed, we got to put it in the soil, we got to fertile the soil, we got to give it water and to grow, to then get the fruit. And so many times in life we look and we're not getting the result that we want, but it's because we're not working the process the way it was designed, and the seed was given to man to grow. And so I think in a business we look, you know, where do we have a process that needs to improve? Where don't we have a process that we need to have a process? And that's going to be the theme throughout the month of December. I really want everybody to just take an assessment. How did the year go? What did we get that we wanted to get? What did we didn't get that we wanted to get? And where was the process, the cause of why we didn't get the result? And oftentimes people look at the result and they say, I don't like the result. Like, I'm getting apple juice, but I want orange juice. But they keep putting apples into a conveyor belt, and it goes through and it compresses and it squeezes out apple juice, and it says, this damn thing's broken. I'm not getting orange juice. It's like, well, sometimes you got to change you got to put an orange in, and if you want orange juice, you got to put an orange in. So you got to go back. How does the process start? How does the person take the order? How does the order go to the person who places the pickle? And how does it go back to the customer? And I want everybody to just be really, really passionate about finding a better way. Look at the process. How do we improve the process? Because the process is going to be what's really going to take us to the next level next year. That's what's going to break us through glass ceiling, is the process, and just being relentless about finding a better way and improving our process. So appreciate you guys. I'm really grateful for this holiday season to be doing life with you. Thank you for your commitment, and go out there and make it a better process this week. Thank you.